Right now, I'm walking through a quiet neighbourhood in Tokyo. Something called the Momozono Greenway. There's actually a secret right beneath my feet. The truth is that this pathway winds like a river because it's actually paving over an old river system called the Momozono. It was paved over in the 1960s following a period of urbanisation. All the surrounding houses, sewerage pumped into the river. So in order to rectify that problem, they paved over the river. Today I'm walking its length to find the traces it left behind, from ghost bridges to a hidden soy sauce empire. As Tokyo expanded, many of its smaller rivers became polluted. The city's solution was to hide them away, burying the water in concrete to create these narrow pedestrian veins. So all these kind of houses used to have river frontage. The houses aren't built on a grid here. They are still following the flow of that water. Seen better days, but it's hanging in there. More than likely abandoned. Of course it's abandoned. The garden's pretty much all the way along here and really live up to the name of Greenway. And here we have a manhole cover, which is the only indication that there's a river that used to run below here. But if you listen carefully, you might be able to hear the sound of the river still flowing. And here's another part. Again, an older building to the left. And that meandering way of the path adhering to the old river course. So nice. Now I've been along here a few times over the last few years, maybe half a dozen. Once or twice on the bike, walking, and to be honest, I didn't notice these tiles. So these sort of tiles, they actually tell the story of Momotaro. It's a famous folk story here in Japan. It's a boy born from a giant peach. The name Momozono means peach garden actually. This area used to be the shogun's own private orchard, planting the peach trees to somewhat disguise the stench and the lack of beauty of a river that had turned to a sewer. Now the tiles vary quite a bit. They're at least river related. My impression of this one is that that's the giant peach floating down the river that the old couple collect and cut open, and the little boy pops out. That's what I see anyway. And as the path continues here on the way to Koenji, I kind of like this little sculpture. To me it's Beach boy doing some fishing. Is that what it's meant to be? I don't know, but I think so. Check out this railing. It's actually original wrought iron from 1924. Water's long gone, but they actually kept some of the bridge pillars and rails as markers. You're not just walking a path out here, you're crossing dozens of ghost bridges that have stood here for over a century. And this is one bit of wrought iron from 1924. And a nice touch really. Some of the old wrought iron and these concrete pillars with the bridge name left in place. So people remember there used to be a river running by here. Old lady, I just made a crash into the wall. And another of the old concrete posts with the bridge name. I really like this touch of keeping some of these reminders of the past. Sometimes the silence here is a little too loud. It's as if the neighbourhood is built around invisible memories. Even a modern vending machine sits on top of 100 years of hidden history. Ah, the old soy factory wall. Not exactly where I expected to find it today, but I've found it. It's a very important part of the Yamazaki family who had a soy factory here along the Momozono River, which is just down there. It was relocated here in the 60s when they covered that river in. No more fermented soy smells. It's a strange feeling to see this massive piece of industrial history sitting right next to a children's playground. It's amazing how Tokyo hides its history right next to a children's play park. Tokyo isn't just a city of skyscrapers, it's a city of layers. If you take the time to look under your feet, the ghosts of the past are everywhere. Thanks for taking this walk with me.